Hey, how's it going everybody? Dylan K. Johnson here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about and reviewing this. This is the New Age Mouthpiece, the 6DS Punisher Edition, but I've been using this guy now for a little over 2.5, almost 3 months, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts and feelings and kind of my experiences with it. So let's dive right into it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what this is. So it's essentially a mouthpiece that's supposed to be designed for sports performance, and they claim they have a lot of science backing it in terms of enhancing your performance and your abilities to, say, push more weight or push through sticking points, increase your balance and stability in movements, things like that. Now, for me, like I said, I've been using it for almost 3 months now, and personally, I haven't felt any of those types of benefits from it. I feel very little in terms of balance enhancement or performance enhancement directly related to clenching of the jaw or biting down on this mouthpiece. Now, the entire reason that I originally purchased this was because I tend to bite down on my necklace, which this guy is caught in my hair, which this guy has just kind of like a leather strap on it. It's got this metal ring here, and this gets pretty dirty. So I wanted to kind of break that habit and get away from sticking this in my mouth while I'm lifting. And it was also kind of becoming more of a mental cue. It was one of those things where as you're going through a warm-up or you're doing something, you tend to get into these routines in which you start to do them more and more as you prepare for, say, a 1-rep max. You go through, you have your specific warm-up routine for, say, a deadlift. You set your foot in this position, and then in this position, you wiggle your toes a little bit, turn your hips towards, I don't know. But it was starting to become a part of my kind of 1-rep max or even my heavy lifting routine, and I wanted to try and get away from using it and transition into something else to replace it. So that was why I ended up getting this guy, which is the 6DS Punisher Edition New Age Mouthpiece. Now, Punisher Edition just because it was like an extra $3 or $4, and I felt, why not? Looks kind of cool, looks badass, I might as well go for it. Now, with this mouthpiece, it comes with this nice little case that you guys can see, which locks down pretty good. Can be a little bit of a pain to open sometimes. But here is the mouthpiece itself. Now, it will not come looking this beat up. Once you receive your mouthpiece, before you can really start to use it, they recommend you go through and fit it. And the way you do this is you actually submerge it in boiling water for approximately 50 seconds, insert it onto your lower jaw, push it against the back of your front teeth, bite down as hard as you can, and then stick your tongue out and hold that position for around 30 to 60 seconds. And then you're gonna remove it. Make sure that you're left a nice solid imprint from your teeth marks. And if you're happy with it, then you're gonna submerge it in cold water to kind of solidify the mouthpiece. So fitting instructions, really easy. Went through, did that. Fit a lot better versus just straight out of the box. I still found the first few times that I used it, because I'm not used to wearing mouthpieces or mouth guards, it was kind of digging into my gums, and it was actually causing me to bleed a little bit. So it was actually kind of painful to really break this in over the first week or so. I was only able to use it for short periods of time before I had to take it out because my gums would start bleeding. That may sound bad, but really that was just breaking in the mouthpiece. You're not intended to wear this all day, every day, so it's not like you're gonna be getting calluses or cold sores, blisters, anything like that in your mouth. You're just wearing it for a few minutes at a time, ideally just during your lift. I definitely found that after about a week or so, it was fully broken in to the point where I was no longer bleeding. But the other issue that I continuously have, even to this day using it, is, and this may be a personal thing, I kind of seem to have a weak gag reflex. So after wearing this for more than like a set or two, I find that it tends to just really aggravate my gag reflex, and I feel like I'm gonna puke basically. Now that might be because this is a larger mouthpiece. This is the 6DS, this is the largest one they sell. If I'd gone with something like the 5DS, they're a little bit smaller, so that might not be as big of a problem. But for me, and I notice this even more if I'm doing a lot of high intensity or rep work, is I cannot wear this for long periods of time without feeling like I'm literally going to throw up. So it's kind of a downside to it. I was hoping that it wouldn't have any issues like that. I was really hoping that it would just be something I could kind of wear in my mouth for my entire workout, not really worry about taking it out, setting it down, anything like that. Luckily, I'm here in my home gym, so everything's pretty clean. I don't have to worry about any kind of germs or anything from other people. But if I were still working out at commercial gyms, I'd be a little more hesitant to wanting to pull this out of my mouth after every single set that I'm using it. Even if I have this case with me and set it in the case, it's still, I'm gonna be holding bars and everything, touching equipment, and then I'm gonna have to stick my hand in my mouth to pull this out and put it back in. And it's just not something I would really wanna be doing. So that's one big downside for me, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why, if I weren't at this home facility, I might not use this as often as I do. Now let's get into my experience with actually using this. So as I mentioned, I haven't had or felt any of those performance benefits that they claim to have with this mouthpiece, but it has definitely done the job of replacing and stopping myself from biting down on my necklace. So that's definitely really nice. The big issue that I still have with it is just kind of my weak gag reflex. And again, that could be a personal thing for me. Especially if I'm doing a lot of high intensity stuff, any kind of like supersets or high intensity interval training, I cannot wear this guy like at all. Once I'm trying to breathe heavier, it's not that it restricts my breathing, it's just something about my gag reflex makes it literally like, if I throw this in my mouth for anything more than 1 rep or 30 seconds, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Literally, it's just that bad. Now, I know I've been ragging on this quite a bit, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of the positives that I've had. Now, one of the biggest benefits that I've had is during maximum effort lifts. So things like 1 rep max, 2 rep, 3 rep maxes, stuff like that, where I'm trying to push the maximal amount of weight possible, regardless of whatever lift it may be. During those, without the mouthpiece, I still tend to clench my jaw, bite down as hard as possible, but what I'm doing is I'm actually grinding my teeth, which I know is not good for them and something that I wanted to avoid. And again, replacing this guy, this would kind of stop it. I'd bite down on this, but then I'd be biting down with my 2 front teeth onto a hard piece of jade and just nasty leather straps, which I don't want to do. So having the mouthpiece to replace that has definitely helped to protect my teeth. And that's one of the biggest benefits of this that I personally feel, is it just allows you to clench as hard as possible while protecting your teeth. And if you guys don't know, dental bills can be pretty expensive, so as long as we can avoid those, let's do it. Now, would I recommend this? Personally, it depends on if you're in the market for it, and it depends on kind of what style of training you're doing. If you're constantly going for heavy max effort lifts and you tend to try and like bite down, you clench your teeth, things like that, I would definitely recommend it. It's gonna help protect your teeth. You're not necessarily gonna get any strength or performance benefits from it, but it really is gonna help to protect your teeth, protect your jaw, and ensure that you're not causing any long-term damage. So from that perspective, $40 for this little guy, I definitely think it's worth it. But again, they claim that it has all these sports performance benefits and all these things, and I personally have not felt or seen any of them. One nice thing though is they do offer a full 30-day, I believe it is, return policy, money back return policy. So if you really don't like it after a couple of weeks, or if you have any kind of major pain issues, things like with the bleeding gums or things like that, then you can return it for a full refund. I've heard pretty good stories about them taking it back without any issues, even after it's been fitted. So that's nice, really good company, really good customer service. Now, one other thing to keep in mind as you start to break it in is your jaw is gonna start to fatigue a little bit. So that's definitely normal. The more you use it, the more you'll get used to it. But the first couple weeks, and this took me a good 2 weeks of using it just about every time I trained, after I would train with it, the day after, my jaw would be pretty sore. You're actually biting down on something as opposed to just your jaw, so it kind of fatigues it a little bit more. Builds those nice jaw muscles though. You get that nice strong jawline. So yeah, extra benefits. There you go. They should market that. Hire me for your marketing team. Jawline, strengthen your jawline. But overall, if you guys are in the market for a mouthpiece, I would definitely consider this guy. They do have a bunch of these different like Marvel, Punisher, Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, all kinds of different fun little things like this. I just got the Punisher one because I like the little carrying case that it comes with. It also comes with this nice little carabiner, so you can hook it onto your gym bag so you don't lose it. As I said, there's a few downsides, a few upsides. Overall, for me, it's something that I've been using consistently and I'll probably continue to use. I definitely like it and I would recommend it. For me, the biggest reason I got it was to stop myself from biting down on my necklace, which it's definitely helped me to do. But overall, the benefits from it, mainly being protecting my teeth, have been really nice. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you guys are interested in picking one of these up, I will have a link down below in the description. This video wasn't sponsored, but that is an affiliate link. So if you guys end up picking one up and you use that link, I get a little bit of a kickback, help support me, help support the channel. So if you guys want one, use that link down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken something away. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos coming at you all the time. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.